Why a price hike at your favorite coffee shop might lead to empty tables, but then another company can raise its prices and somehow its profits just soar? Well, we're going to solve that exact pricing puzzle. And the key is a really powerful idea from economics called price elasticity. Okay, let's dive right in. Whether you're trying to run a business or you're just trying to manage your own budget, this is a question that pops up all the time. It's this fundamental puzzle of value and really human behavior. And it all boils down to this. I mean, you've seen it happen, right? A local spot raises its prices by just a little bit, and all of a sudden, the lines get shorter. Or a tech company jacks up the price of its newest gadget, and whoops, sales just plummet. But here's where things get really interesting. Because on the flip side, you've got these other companies that raise their prices, and their revenues actually go up. It's like they can charge more without scaring anybody away. So how is that possible? What's their secret? Well, the answer to this whole puzzle, it's not magic. It's actually a core principle in economics. It is all about understanding something called price elasticity. And that's exactly what we're about to break down. So what even is this thing? Well, at its heart, price elasticity is all about measurement. Think of it like a tool that we can use to figure out very precisely how people react when prices change. Let's just look at the classic definition for a second, because it's actually pretty simple. Price elasticity just measures how much the quantity of something people want to buy or sell changes when the price of it changes. It's really all about responsiveness. And you got to know there are two sides to this coin. On one side, you have the price elasticity of demand, which is all about us, the consumers. How do we react? Then on the other side, you've got the price elasticity of supply, which measures how producers and businesses react. For today, we're going to focus mostly on our side of things, the demand. Okay, to make this whole thing really click, let's use an analogy. I want you to think of demand like a rubber band. Sometimes it's brand new and super stretchy, and other times it's kind of stiff and old. So when we say demand is elastic, it's like that new stretchy rubber band. A small pull, or a small increase in price, causes a really big stretch. That means a large drop in how much people want to buy. A perfect example is smartphones. If your favorite brand suddenly gets way more expensive, you might just switch to another one, or maybe you'll just wait it out. Your demand is really responsive. It's very elastic. But when demand is inelastic, it's like that stiff old rubber band. You can pull on it, you can increase the price, but it barely stretches. Demand just doesn't change all that much. The classic example here is gasoline. I mean, when prices at the pump go up, most of us still have to drive to work, right? So we complain about it, but we still fill up the tank. Our demand isn't very responsive at all. It's inelastic. So here's the crucial point. It's not really a question of if demand changes when the price does. It almost always does. The real question, the one that elasticity answers, is how much does it change? Is it a little or is it a lot? And of course, economists have a simple little rule for this. If you do the math and the elasticity number is greater than 1, it just means the change in demand is proportionally bigger than the change in price. So that's elastic, super responsive. And on the flip side, if that number comes out to be less than 1, demand is inelastic. The change in what people want to buy is proportionally smaller than the change in price. Not very responsive at all. See, that one little number basically tells you the whole story. Okay, so this is a neat concept and all, but why does it really matter? Well, it turns out elasticity is one of the most practical ideas in all of economics. It affects huge decisions from corporate boardrooms all the way down to your own personal budget. Let's look at how this actually plays out in the real world. You can see here that understanding elasticity is absolutely critical in 3 main areas. First, for businesses trying to set their prices to make the most money. Second, for governments trying to figure out what to tax. And third, even for you and the choices you make every single day. So here's how it works. A company that sells a product with inelastic demand, think something like a life-saving medicine, they have a lot of pricing power. They know they can raise the price and they're not going to lose very many customers. Well, governments know this too. It's why they love to put taxes on inelastic things like fuel and cigarettes. They know people will probably keep buying them, which guarantees a nice, steady stream of tax money. And this isn't just about big companies and governments. This stuff explains your own behavior. Think about it. Why are you totally willing to switch phone brands if the price jumps, but you keep paying your electricity bill even when the rates go up? Well, one has elastic demand, the other is inelastic. It really is that simple. So what is it that makes something elastic or inelastic in the first place? It's not random. There are actually a few key factors that consistently determine how responsive we're going to be to a price change. First off, substitutes. The more alternatives you have, the more elastic your demand is. If the price of your coffee goes up, you can easily switch to tea, right? Second, is it a necessity or a luxury? Things we absolutely need, like electricity, tend to be inelastic. Luxuries, like a fancy sports car, are super elastic. And finally, time. Over a longer period, demand almost always becomes more elastic, mainly because you have more time to find those substitutes. So let's end with a question, just for you. Imagine your go-to coffee shop literally doubles the price of your morning latte overnight. What do you do? With everything we just talked about, would you pay it, or would you walk down the street to the next place? Are there good substitutes available? Is it a true necessity for you? In other words, is your demand elastic or inelastic? The answer tells you a whole lot about how you make decisions.